by himself.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. I was working at Bank of America. They financed it at 3%.
Wow.
I think I paid $10,000 for it at the time.
Wow.
Nice, great big lot, you know. The lot backed up to Bear Creek.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Wonderful. I can't believe $10,000.
Yeah.
Now, you said your first job was a sign painting assistant, and then you were in the military, and then you worked in the jewelry store, and then after the jewelry store was at the bank?
Bank of America, yes.
And how long did you work there?
2-3 years. I was vault teller,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going to be moved over to the note department, and I got an offer to go to work at a loan company for Iz and Marge Reuter,
Mm-hmm.
which was Mercantile Acceptance Company. And I was making $250 a month at the jewelry store,
Mm-hmm.
at the bank rather,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got $75 a week at the loan company.
Oh.
So I went over to the loan company.
Mm-hmm.
And I told the operations officer at the bank, I said, well, you know, I'm going to get more money working over there. I says, you know, I got to feed my family. And he says, get rid of the dog. No, that wasn't going to happen.
That was not the solution.
That's right. So I left and I went to work for Marge and Izzy.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been in the loan business until I went, that was in about 60, the early 60s, until 73. And when we came here, I went into business for myself after working for the bank here. See?
Mm-hmm.
I got a transfer to here, and then with the loan company to manage an office here.
Mm-hmm.
So I took the offer. They moved us and everything here, and I had an office in Garden Grove, and I was in charge of 8 different offices, locations. And from there, I went to the business for myself as a loan officer. I had a little loan business with Joe Solis,
Mm-hmm.
and interest rates under Carter went up to 24%. We were out of business.
Yeah.
So then I went to work for the school.
Mm-hmm.
And I was with the school 17 years or so.
I remember when you retired.
Yeah.
I remember the school. Tell me when you guys got your first television and what it was like.
It was a metal box Sylvania.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first ones that came out was in the 60s sometime. We had moved from the first house to the second house, which was directly across the street.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 3 bedrooms instead of 2. And it had a great big yard. It had cherry trees in the yard, and we had peach trees. So, you know, we had, and it was kumquat tree.
Mm-hmm.
And I planted a dwarf apple that my uncle from Merced had given me, and the dachshund's Pretzel's son dug it up, chewed it up. That was the end of that. So, but we had the 2 dogs, and you know, we had 3 kids,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, Marty got sick, and your grandmother got pregnant again. We had Paul, and we had 4 kids, and then we took a transfer down here.
Mm-hmm. What did you guys watch on TV when the kids were little the most?
A lot of sports. I was heavily into sports then,
Mm-hmm.
about like your dad is now.
Mm-hmm.
The kids watched. I had to monitor what they were watching, though.
Mm-hmm.
The Three Stooges they loved, but they were banging on one another with hammers and everything. You know, they thought it was real, okay? You could do those kinds of things.
Uh-huh.
I had to stop that. No, none of that, you know. Gunsmoke, we listened to it every Saturday morning when I was having breakfast or lunch. I wasn't working at, we'd have breakfast and listen to Gunsmoke. William Conrad was Matt Dillon. Mm-hmm. This was on the radio, now not television. Mm-hmm. This was on the radio.
How fun. Was Gunsmoke your favorite radio program before TV?
Yeah.
Yeah? Right now it's almost Christmas. What would you say that the best present you received was in your life?
Your grandmother.
And what do you think the best present you gave was?
My heart.
Good answers, Nono. This is the last question. What is the greatest piece of advice that you could give your kids and your grandkids?
Be yourselves. Stay together. You can get through any kind of problems together. It's easy to walk away from a marriage and a divorce. That's very easy. It's difficult to stay, but it's much more rewarding to stay and work through it. Because no matter what the problem, as long as you love one another and you stay together, you can work through it. I can't give you any greater advice than that, except love the Lord.
Perfect.
That's it.
We're done, Nono. We made it without it dying again. Perfect.